Hey guitar players! Today we're going to talk about an idea which always used to seem a little bit mythical, mysterious, and hard to understand, which is the idea of playing outside or playing out. Today I'm going to show you how to apply this to a few different contexts and what the general point of doing such a thing is as well. As always, I've got some written resources for all of this on my Patreon page. There's a ton of lesson material up there now, so if you want to go and check it out, that'd be much appreciated. Now there's lots of ways of doing this, but today we're going to understand a little hack that will make this very easy to understand and very easy to apply to your solos straight away. And to understand that, we're going to do a rare thing on this channel and we're going to head over to the piano. Okay, here we are at the piano. I will keep this brief because I'm in no position to tell anybody about piano playing, but if we look at all of the white notes, this gives us C major, which we know this is rudimentary stuff, but if we look at the black notes as well, all of these notes are outside of the key, and if I treat F sharp as my root note, which is the flat 5 in relationship to C, and I play from there, then I've ended up with F sharp major pentatonic, and also within there I've got an F sharp major triad as well. Now if you play structures like that, pentatonic or triads, where all of the notes are outside of your key, you can't really get more outside than that. Okay, now we've got our F sharp major pentatonic, which is a tritone away from our key, so therefore we're hitting all of the notes that are not in the key of C major. Now why on earth would we ever want to do such a thing?
It's a lot of wrong notes.
Well, the whole point of this is to give us another way of generating tension. If we think of a 2-5-1, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, this is already tension, resolution, which quite often we heighten with altered chords. Tension and resolution is a fundamental principle of music in general, and this just gives us another way of cranking up that tension to make the resolution more satisfying. It's all about taking our melodies on a little roller coaster. Now if we're playing in C and we're using all the notes from C major, things are going to sound very nice, very pretty, very melodic, and then we suddenly throw in some notes that are way outside of that key, things are going to go a bit spiky and aggressive and tense, and it's gonna change the feel of that melody and take it on a little journey, which we can then bring back to C major and hopefully resolve it. It's all about keeping our lines interesting and keeping the listener engaged with what we're doing. You know, if we're playing this and we suddenly go, there's some surprises there, okay? So we're trying to keep people's attention.
Great.
Jazz,
Art form.
Yeah.
You played it wrong.
Yeah.
Didn't get the melody right
So
again.
It's like, you will listen to me. Alright, let's get using some of this stuff then. First, let's apply this to a D minor 7 context, so a D Dorian situation, as if we were playing something like So What, or Impressions, or anything like that. Two ways we can think of this. We can relate it back to our parent key, which is C, and we can say there's the tritone, so we're going to play off of that. Or if we're thinking of it from D, F sharp is the major third of D, so you can find your major third and play your F sharp major pentatonic. Another way you could think of it is, we think F sharp major pentatonic, what's the relative minor? D sharp, and we could play D sharp minor pentatonic. As guitar players, we love this because this is the first shape we ever learned, and a lot of our guitar playing history is built on this minor pentatonic shape, so we could use the stuff we know. it's a pretty intense sound, right? It's almost obnoxious in the way that it brings our ear back to paying attention to what we're doing. It's almost like the music is grabbing us by the scruff of the neck and sitting us back down in our chair. But it's quite fun, and it feels quite cheeky to do, you know, so yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had here. So let's try another context then. Let's try G7 or G Mixolydian, and this will give you the tools to go and ruffle a few feathers at your next local blues jam, which would be quite fun. Now we're staying in the same key here, but if we're needing to do this in different keys, we need the tools to be able to make the association between this context we're playing in and where to find this. So again, we can think back to our parent key, which is C, and find the tritone, or even simpler than that, we're playing G7, we go back a semitone and we can find that major pentatonic. Hours of fun. That will raise a few eyebrows, and yeah, you'll have a lot of fun freaking everybody out with that one. Now it's also worth practicing this over a functional harmony situation, so we're going to try it over a 2-5-1 in C, like this. But this would also work over a minor 2-5-1 in the relative minor, so in A minor. So B half diminished, E7, A minor. So there we go. I hope that demystifies this idea a little bit and gives you some ideas of how you can kind of create this pretty heightened tension in your solos. I used to think there was just an air of randomness about the way that people did this, and it seemed like it was just something that only the cool kids knew how to do, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So it's quite fun to learn that there's structure and method in the way that we approach this type of thing, and yeah, have fun. Let me know how you get on, and I'll see you again soon.
It's a lot of wrong notes.